this is ridiculous. This is nuts. This is insane. Because what he's been saying is really totally crazy, ridiculous stuff that he shouldn't be even.
Yeah,
Nuts. Totally nuts. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. Up somebody, he'd like to punch him in the face. And how dare he say that to the crowd? How dare he say the things he does? Of course
Robert De Niro has never been one to hold back when it comes to Trump. And once again, he's delivering another scorching takedown. Over the years, the Oscar-winning legend has dragged Trump more times than a buffering video, but this time, he's cranking up the heat even further. So what's he saying now?
Stupid. Stupid. Silly.
It's not necessary?
No. It's just a, as everybody says, it's just the Trump with his big ego saying, I want a wall, and he's gonna be obstinate until he gets. It's all stupid. It's all stupid stuff.
What's the matter with him?
That's a good question. What's the matter? Well, we have to get rid of him.
And how is Trump responding? Is he rage tweeting on Truth Social in all caps, fingers furiously jabbing at the screen? Buckle up. This Hollywood versus MAGA feud just hit a whole new level. At this point, the situation is beyond absurd. Trump thrives on conflict. He needs it like oxygen. Everything is a spectacle, a battle, an endless loop of self-inflicted chaos. What's his deal? That's the billion-dollar question. But one thing's for sure, we have to move forward. Before we dive into the details, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button. Done, perfect, let's keep going. De Niro doesn't just criticize Trump. He goes full throttle, zero hesitation, no filter.
No boxers in movies. I watched him last night. Truly believe he may be punch drunk. And then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time. And he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Yeah.
If roasting corrupt politicians were an Olympic event, he'd be taking home gold every time. He's been calling out Trump for years, and this latest round is just as fiery. "I can't stand bullies," De Niro says. People who use fear, threats, and intimidation to cling to power. It might work.
Chance. Why won't you give the president a chance, Robert De Niro?
No, you're right. That's what I said right after he was elected. Give him a chance. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. This guy has proven himself to be a total loser.
De Niro
Work for a while, but eventually they fall. And now we have Trump, who thrives on revenge and division. He wants to punish his enemies, throw women in jail for getting abortions, gut Medicare and Social Security, deport millions, and even use the military against his own citizens. And the MAGA politicians? They're too scared to stand up to him, groveling while he tramples democracy. But we're not afraid. We won't back down for a second. The only way to stop this is by voting them all out. Every last one. De Niro's takedowns have become legendary. Part political rant, part stand-up routine, and all razor sharp. He's called Trump a mutt, a fool, and in one perfectly executed line, a complete loser. And if Trump's keeping score, De Niro...
No boxers in movies. I watched him last night. Truly believe he may be punch drunk. And then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time. And he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Has been landing direct hits every time. Somewhere in Mar-a-Lago, there's probably a dartboard with De Niro's face on it. Come on, give him a chance. Why won't you just give him a chance, Bob? Yeah, that's what I said back in 2016. Give him a shot. Be fair, but this guy? He's had every chance in the world, and he's proven to be nothing but a disaster. De Niro didn't just wake up one day and decide to unleash a full-scale rant. This feud has been simmering for years, playing out like a slow-burning Scorsese thriller. You know something explosive is coming, you just don't know when. He first took aim at Trump back in 2016, before he even stepped into the White House. At the time, Trump was still a reality TV star testing the political waters, but De Niro wasn't buying it. He called him blatantly stupid and even admitted he wanted to punch him in the face. Let's be real. Someone out there definitely has that clip saved as their ringtone. When Trump actually won, De Niro didn't back down. He went full throttle. He threw verbal punches like a seasoned fighter. And Trump, never one to ignore an insult, fired right back. He dismissed De Niro as punch drunk, then took to Truth Social to keep the feud alive. In classic Trump fashion, he bashed De Niro's acting, claimed his career was washed up, and even suggested he needed a teleprompter to deliver his fiery speeches. But De Niro wasn't about to let up. By 2018, he cranked it up a notch, storming the Tony Award stage like he was about to deliver the monologue of his life, only to drop two words that sent shockwaves through the room. No buildup, no speech, just a straight-up verbal knockout. The audience erupted, while over at Fox News, alarms were probably going off like it was a national crisis. The clip spread like wildfire. Networks scrambled to censor it. Twitter descended into chaos, and somewhere, Trump was likely watching with a plate of well-done steak drowned in ketchup, muttering, "Sad." As Trump's controversies piled up, De Niro stayed locked in, always armed with a mic and a mission. This wasn't a debate. It was a one-man resistance. No script, no filter, just unrelenting fury. So why do people love gangster movies so much? Maybe it's the appeal of the outlaw, the anti-hero, the guy who refuses to back down, no matter the odds. And in this case, De Niro wasn't just playing the part, he was living it. A wannabe mob boss in the White House. That's how De Niro saw Trump. He tries to act like a tough guy, like a made man. A real mafia boss would probably call him a disappointed Dunsky, a failure, a fraud. And according to De Niro, that's exactly what he is. De Niro never held back. Whether it was an award show, an interview, or him dramatically delivering a speech from a balcony like a Shakespearean king, he gave it everything he had. Dressed sharp, exuding peak De Niro intensity, he launched another scorching anti-Trump tirade. Not just a simple takedown, but a full-blown theatrical event. A masterclass in righteous fury from a man who spent decades perfecting mob boss monologues. This time, he called Trump the biggest threat to democracy. Well, at least since Trump's last scandal. He mocked his intelligence, or lack thereof, ripped into his endless legal troubles, and probably threw in a jab about the infamous two-handed water sip as if Trump were cradling a priceless heirloom. Flashbulbs popped. Reporters scribbled like mad, the audience clung to every word. And somewhere in a Fox News control room, a producer was already prepping a segment called Hollywood Elites Strike Again. At this point, the De Niro versus Trump saga might as well be an HBO series. One viral interview, one award show, or one explosive rant away from its next major plot twist. Robert De Niro might as well have dropped a match into a pile of dry kindling. The internet went up in flames. Liberals responded by binge-watching his entire filmography in solidarity,